What's going on, guys? The Film and Everything Podcast. Welcome back. We got another episode today. We're gonna talk some Jumanji. What is it? The Jumanji The Next Level.
Yeah.
Jumanji The Next Level. With The Rock. The whole cast is back again for the sequel to the first Jumanji. Well, like the remake of the Jumanji. The first one came out 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So, hopefully you guys stick around with us and check us out just what we thought of this movie. Before we get into it, what did you think of the first Jumanji?
It was alright. It was good. It was good.
It got pretty good. I think it was like at a 75, 77 critics, and then like
80.
high 80s by users. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one.
Good. I think they released it like when Last Jedi.
Yeah, it was around that time. It was around when Last Jedi came out.
It was like a week before or two.
Yeah,
before.
and it was a surprise hit. It made tons of money.
The new one is making money now too.
Yeah, it made tons of money. The studio was like, they're like, oh, okay, we'll do another one, and here we are. It was a surprise hit. Probably everybody went to go watch it when.
It's The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock has that appeal. It was a surprise. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I thought it was a fun movie though. I wasn't expecting much of it, and then when I did see it, when we went to go see it, I was like, oh, you know what?
I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it.
Yeah, at home, right? I saw it in theaters.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, I saw it in theaters, and I thought it was good. I actually enjoyed it. I had some laughs. It was fun, and that's what you want out of a movie like that. So I enjoyed it. It made sense that they would do another one. It made tons of money. It was like a surprise hit for them. So, and you enjoyed it as well, or you were kind of like, oh, it's
About
fine.
the first one?
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah. I wasn't too hyped about it because I don't hate Kevin Hart, but when Kevin Hart just plays himself, it's just kind of like, okay, like
He gets too much.
yeah, you get
after a while.
fatigued after a while. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be Kevin Hart yelling, and so, but which is one thing that I want to talk about with this movie. I guess let's just get into it now with this one. I actually liked Jumanji: The Next Level a lot more than the first one, and the main criticism that every critic is gonna tell you if you're reading up on it, oh, it just redoes the same thing. They just mixed up the characters and who The Rock plays, and yeah, fine. And I actually enjoyed it a lot more than the first one. I loved The Rock playing Danny DeVito. I thought he actually did really well because I was nervous about it when I went into it. I was like, man, is this gonna get overplayed? Like, is it not gonna work? 'Cause that's hard. Like The Rock, that's what I like about The Rock. You gotta respect him in the sense he really goes out of his comfort zone for things.
He doesn't care.
He goes out of his comfort zone. This time he's like, all right, he's doing comedies. He's not sticking to the action guy. He's doing comedies, and now he's really branching out. He's doing like a Danny DeVito impression, which is, that's hard. And he said that he hung out with Danny DeVito for the longest time. And he's super nice, and he was just catching his little things. He said Danny DeVito was really honest with him, telling him if he sucked, and he would, what are you doing? And The Rock did really well. And even Danny DeVito approved. He said that he called him and told him, hey, you did it. So to me, there's critics saying, oh, it redoes the same thing. It's it's just like the first one, but they swapped the characters. I understand one criticism was they wanted them to expand more on the game, something with VR or just change up the gaming aspect of it. Maybe it's a different type of game. I don't know, something really specific, but plot wise, I don't know how they would do that because it has to be the same game.
It has to be the same device.
How this story happens, he gets sucked back in, he wants to go back in, etc. No spoilers from the the trailer. But this movie I think worked a lot more for me than the first one. The Rock was good in the first one too, anyway, but The Rock was even better here. Kevin Hart made me laugh in this movie, and I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan, and he made me laugh. He did really good, but he changed. He wasn't playing Kevin Hart,
He was playing the guy from
Danny Glover.
Yeah,
Danny Glover, and he had that really my voice saying. He talks really like that. I thought he did great. As that. He was genuinely making me laugh. Him and The Rock stole the show. The first one, I didn't really feel that way. It was just
Jack Black too was pretty funny.
Jack Black did good in the first one, and he did really good in the second one. But I think The Rock and Kevin Hart steal the show. And because Kevin Hart in the first one was a lot of, I don't eat cake. And I was like, okay, I get it, But this one, it's a slower Kevin Hart. Did you know? Whatever. And it worked really. Him and The Rock have a great dynamic in this one. This movie is actually surprisingly I heard that people were saying like it's actually like surprisingly heartwarming. You know, it's like a nice. Yeah, I actually it does it does work. I like the Danny DeVito, Danny Glover dynamic.
Yeah.
It is kind of heartwarming. You know, like it's nice. Like towards the end of the movie, I actually thought it worked. It wasn't like too cheesy or something. So I actually thought that worked. In this movie. So the movie to me, I think right now it's like at a 68 critics, and it's
80.
I think higher. It's like at 88 right now, so it's higher than the first one for audience. Critics, because critics are just gonna say they did the same thing, they swapped the characters. Yes, they did that. It worked for me. I thought it worked. It's simple, yeah.
You can't listen to critics anymore.
Because they're like, oh, but fundamentally it's the same thing. It's like, okay, but did you enjoy it or not? You know. There's some critics that didn't like The Rock doing that. I loved The Rock doing Danny DeVito. The Rock really, like, The Rock does great in comedy, like, at least for this movie, you know, he did really well. Kevin Hart was great, Jack Black, as always, you know, and then the other supporting characters they're pretty solid, you know, they don't steal the show.
Yeah, the girl, she's the same, she's like the same, the girl.
Yeah, she stays the same in this one. Same. So the big twist is, like, with the main, The Rock and Kevin Hart.
And Jack Black.
And Jack Black, because Jack Black plays Fridge this time.
Yeah.
And then, other things happen. We won't spoil it for you now. We'll get into spoilers later. But, yeah, I enjoyed this a lot more than the first one. Because there was I was reading up. Some critics were like, oh, no, don't even pay for it. It's the same thing. I was like, man, really? I don't know. I enjoyed this one so much more. The third act does get a little draggy.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in spoilers. The third act does slow down a lot. And then that's when I was kind of like, oh, like, all right, I'm ready for this to end now. I think it's a little too long in that sense because it had me in the whole time. And then when it was ending in that third act, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over now. You know?
Yeah.
You can tell they had to, like, wrap it up or something. So I really enjoyed it. What did you think? Did you enjoy it as much? Or
yeah.
You're laughing pretty hard in the theater.
Who?
You. Like, we were both laughing pretty good. Like,
yeah, because I was like,
man, this is, like, the humor was different. Like, not different, but
it was good. I was like, man, wow.
It was like that stupid humor. Like
it was like stupid. Like in the intro when he comes out, Danny
DeVito. Oh yeah.
When he comes out, he's like the second you see him, he like steals it. Like,
yeah.
Like you can tell he's like one of those like veteran actors.
Yeah. There's some funny scenes with him in the beginning.
He was like funny. I was like, man, like this is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Then when The Rock and then him. And like in Kevin Hart, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. And Jack Black was pretty funny.
Yeah, Jack Black is always good. He's always good.
Because he was playing as the Fridge.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like I can see him do that. Like he did good. Like, I was like, man, this is pretty funny.
I'm the old fat dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like laughing. Like.
Yeah, I laughed a lot more than the first one, definitely. And you know that's.
The first one was more like, huh. Okay,
yeah, the first one was like, oh, this is fun.
I was actually like. I had to kind of like stop myself.
There was times I was like, man, is this going to go? Like, I actually wanted them to go more. Like, I wanted them to go further in the comedy with Kevin Hart and The Rock. Like, I was waiting for certain little things to happen. Like, but that's just me thinking, like, oh, what I would do in, like, certain scenes. Like, there's some comedy scenes that the movie was so, like, this close to being, like, that funny where I thought it was going to, like, make me just, you know, like, go off, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain little fight scenes. Or, you know how there's like, stupid comic bits that you can do, like...
Yeah.
In those, you know, so there's like little things I was like, man, if they actually just added a little bit more,
it was funny too.
This scene would like kill me, you know. But it did. It made me laugh, and I don't know. It's a fun movie. It makes you laugh. You feel good watching it. You know, you're having a good time. So
yeah, because
it was awesome. I'm glad I saw it.
Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, this is
I
went
into it
good.
I went into it just kind of like, yeah, let's see.
It's The Rock. I want to support The Rock.
Yeah.
Like it's The Rock and it's Jack Black.
Yeah,
I like Jack Black.
Yeah,
he's cool.
I went into it kind of like, oh, you know, all right, let's see what it's all about. And watching the movie, I just kind of like you just forget and you're just having fun with it. It's funny, and it really does. It's awesome. Like it really does a lot.
Because Kevin Hart, he did good. Like he was.
Kevin Hart, he like I never say this about Kevin Hart. He actually like him and The Rock, they steal the show. Like there's some funny scenes in this that. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I watched this movie. You know, it's I'll
probably see it again.
Critics are like, oh, don't even waste your money. I think you should.
I would probably see it again.
Yeah, like I think you should. I would recommend this movie because it made me laugh. Like I don't know.
I had
like,
fun with it.
Yeah,
it was like.
And that's that we went into it kind of like, oh, whatever. Like I think we were kind of tired already. We were like, let's go. It was like late. We saw like at 10 or something.
I wasn't tired, but I just didn't really.
I was tired. I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. Let's watch it. Watching the movie, I was like, man, this is so funny. It really brightens the mood.
My popcorn, my soda. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
sit back, relax, and
it was a lot of fun. Like
it's nice to watch those movies because after a while, I was like, I want to turn it off and just
exactly.
roll with it.
You just want to like not think about anything, just watch it, have some fun, and you laugh, and it brightens the mood. It's one of those movies that you just watch and that's it.
Yeah, because you can't watch like Lighthouse movies every day.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't be so watching something like that, it's fun.
It's like Hobbs and Shaw.
When it's done well,
It's like Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw, you have a good time with it.
This one really worked. This one really worked.
It was good.
Because there's some movies that it's just too much, and you're like, this is stupid, but this worked. What
was the movie? Bumblebee.
I thought I was gonna enjoy that, and yeah, but the third act does drag like a good amount to where it's like okay.
And there's some swaps I didn't like.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in spoilers, but there's some moments where, and I get it for story purposes that they had to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Third act drags a little bit, but man, before that, from beginning towards that, the third act does have some funny moments, but not like the rest of the movie. There's a scene with The Rock and this girl, and it's hilarious. And the thing is, The Rock is playing clueless, like he's playing a clueless Danny DeVito, like in a game. I don't know. It just works. They did really well. I was really surprised.
It's not a spoiler, but The Rock with the mustache and the.
Yeah, there's a scene. You're gonna see a different type of Rock in this, and it's funny, man. Like The Rock, it's.
The Rock is.
It's that type of humor that they were just being ridiculous with it,
Yeah, it was dumb. Like it was just dumb.
Because it is a game, So that's what's awesome about it. So
yeah.
So I would definitely recommend this movie. Don't listen too much. So that's why especially with comedies, you can't listen too much to the critics because they're gonna just look at it fundamentally, like, oh, it's structurally the same thing, but The Rock is playing this, and they just swap the characters. There's nothing new about that. Fine, I get that. But it worked for me. Like, it genuinely made me laugh. I enjoyed it more than the first one.
The first one, The Rock was playing as that nerdy...
Nervous kid, yeah. And he did good.
He did good. It was funny.
But Kevin Hart was just playing Kevin Hart.
It was just Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And that's what I was like, he had some funny moments, but it wasn't like this. Like, this movie, he was, like, cracking me up.
Because he was playing like a slower...
But he did so well with it, too. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if Kevin Hart can, like, change it up like that, man...
And I'm glad in the trailers they didn't spoil all the comedy.
Yeah,
moments.
They didn't.
They only showed the little simple.
The main
ones.
Stuff, yeah.
But none of the all of them was
there's
wow.
There's some funny moments. Yeah.
Because I don't like when Trish spoiled the comedy moments.
Because when you watch it, you already know the joke,
So it kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah. What else? The kids, the younger cast.
Yeah, they're
fine. Yeah, they're fine.
They're okay.
It's weird. That kid, what's the main kid's name?
Oh, I don't know.
But he's in Hereditary.
Yeah.
His acting, he's great in Hereditary.
Or somebody
when he tries to do this role, it doesn't work for him. I think it's just maybe not his type of role. He tries to play like the clumsy inhaler, like nervous guy. Maybe it's just the way that like it's written or something, but I didn't.
Hey, you see him,
I don't buy it, but then I see him in Hereditary, and he's crying.
He should have been nominated for Hereditary.
Yeah, he was amazing. So maybe that's more his type of role. I understand why he's doing this. I mean, it's probably a good paycheck.
He doesn't do anything.
He hasn't done anything else.
No, I'm saying like in the movie, he isn't doing anything.
No, yeah, he's like in the beginning.
He just walks.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I think the filmmakers know that it's just a very simple. But yeah, like his humor, like it's very small amount. It's like one line.
He's just there to move.
Yeah.
Like the whole plot.
Yeah, because there's like one comedic scene with him when he's working. I was like, man, that fell flat, And I don't know if maybe it's just the movie, like the scene how it was written, but he's a great actor. But it's kind of like Finn in Stranger Things. He plays better. Finn.
Who's Finn?
Oh no, I'm getting confused with his actual name. Mike.
Oh.
Mike in Stranger Things, and in the It movies, he's so much better than what he's starting to be now in Stranger Things. Because in the first season he was good, but seasons I think two he was still getting away with it.
No, 3 he was more.
3 he's older, but he's still trying to play like the nervous kid. It doesn't really work with him anymore.
Because you see him in the Ghostbusters, he's like.
In Ghostbusters, from we saw in the trailer, and also the first 2 chapters, he plays like the douchey, like funny, loud mouth, bad mouth kid. That he works perfectly with that. But in season 3, now that he's older in Stranger Things,
Didn't work.
that role's not working for him. So I think this guy, can't remember his name from Hereditary. I think he's having that same. There's just some roles that are for you and some that are not. I get it. You're getting a paycheck. I don't have a problem with it. But it's just something that I noticed in the beginning.
Yeah, because even the first Jumanji, it was the same thing.
It was the same thing in the first one too.
He was like,
But then I saw him in Hereditary. I was like, oh, that's the same kid, you know?
Yeah, he can act.
So yeah, he can act. So that's minor thing. Like the kids, yeah, they're there. You know, they're fine. But I thought the story was good. I liked where the story was going. I thought it was really funny, which is the main thing that you want to go for. It's fun. I wasn't bored. I wasn't thinking of whatever else. I was watching the movie entertained. Third act drags it a little bit. You feel the same too, right? Like
a little bit.
I felt it in the crowd, and like the movie was starting to drag a little bit. This movie's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's a pretty long movie.
Yeah, but it was good. I had fun with it.
Yeah, I had fun with it.
I had fun with it.
Definitely recommend it, guys. If you're thinking about seeing it, if you're not sure, definitely check it out. Because, again, for comedies, that's one thing with comedies. I don't like listening to critics too much because, like, what movies that make me cry of laughter? The most recently was, like, Hot Rod. That scene with the...
Even Game Night.
Game Night was well-reviewed, though. Game Night was well-reviewed, yeah.
Oh, it was,
But the movies I've seen lately that I can remember that made me cry are, like, these low-ranked movies.
Yeah.
Hot Rod.
Dragonfly.
The superhero movie. Is it a superhero movie?
Yeah, that's the Dragonfly.
It's Dragonfly, yeah, that one. They're the stupidest things ever, but it's just...
Hot Shots.
It makes you...
Loaded Weapon.
Loaded Weapon. Stupid movies that are probably, like, below 50 on the critic score, but they're funny. You know, that's why with comedy it's super subjective.
When we saw the Loaded Weapon, I was crying.
Yeah.
Because
I'm guarantee you that movie is probably like at a 15-20%, you know?
Because the way they did that movie was so like
it's meant to be stupid.
The way they did it, it was so on point. And it's stupid comedy.
You know,
it's stupid comedy.
Not that Jumanji's not at that level, obviously.
No, it's not.
It's action, adventure, and all that.
Yeah.
But there was some comedy moments where I was like, man, they're not being afraid here. They're really trying to be ridiculous and make you laugh. So that's why I really liked it. You know. So, anything else before we get into spoilers?
Well, the score, right?
Oh yeah. I'll give it like an 8. Like an 8. It's an 8. Like and
I lose the 2 points because of the third act.
Yeah, third act and some of the other new cast members don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it because that's not really shown at all.
No, they're
in
not.
The trailer. So,
they're not.
There's some new cast members and little pieces here and there. Story wise, didn't work for me. The guys who really keep this movie afloat: Kevin Hart, The Rock, Jack Black. Every once in a while, he jumps in, does a funny scene. You know. So
he just Jack Black.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire.
Yeah, he's gonna retire supposedly. I think he's got like maybe one more movie or something.
Yeah.
Definitely stay.
It's not
mid credits.
Well, not even. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's just stay like a few minutes after the end of the movie. There's gonna be a little extra there, which is really cool. I thought. I like the tease there. So I like where they're going with it. I'll watch another one.
Yeah.
I'll watch another one. I have no problem.
Depends on how they do the other one. Let's see.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Because I have an issue. I have a little worry.
Yeah, which we'll talk about now in spoilers because it's interesting. I'm curious to see where they're going with that. So yeah, guys, I give it an 8. You give it an 8 as well. Yeah. We both give it 8s. We're gonna jump into spoilers now. So if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. You can come back. There's not really like massive. I mean, it's a comedy movie. There's not gonna be massive spoilers, but you know. So thank you guys for watching, for listening. We're gonna get into spoilers now. So let's talk some Jumanji spoilers right now. Yeah, we had a little issue. The camera turned off on us and the mics, but we're back on now, so that's no big deal. So where were we? Let's talk Jumanji spoilers. First thing we wanted to talk about was the post-credit scene. Well, mid-early credit scene. I was worried. I think you were worried too. The new kids. I thought. Oh wait. So is the new one gonna be with just the kids?
Yeah.
I was like. From a marketing standpoint, that's not a smart move. You have The Rock, Kevin Hart, all these characters, all these actors that bring in the money flow. But you made a good point about how it's probably going to be that dynamic of these characters of Bravestone and all these characters coming in to the real world now with the kids, which is kind of like the original movie. The original movie, the game opens up and it comes to you. So I think that's I thought that was a great tease, because now you're changing it up. Now the critics now can't say anything because now it's coming to us.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have the characters.
Well, hopefully.
Maybe yeah. This is what I'm thinking. It seems like the more common thing. You're gonna have the characters now. The kids interacting with the characters that they've always played. And seeing the characters for what they are, and it's gonna be interesting, dynamic there. So I think that's a good, that's cool. I would want to watch that. I think that was a great tease, because I was a little worried when I was hearing people talk about a third one, and I was like, man, but how are you gonna do that again? Here this movie gets away with it with the kid, that he doesn't feel the same anymore. And he wants to feel that again, of feeling strong and all that. I get that, fine. And then the rest of the crew have to go and save him, and etc. But you can't do that again. You can't get away with that again. And the whole Danny DeVito, whoever thought of that idea of having Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, that's an interesting, dynamic there.
Yeah.
Very interesting dynamic. So, I would want to see a third one like that. That would be interesting. What do you think it would be called? Jumanji: The Final Level?
Yeah.
The next level, the final level.
It's not my job.
Probably the final level. I would watch the third one though. Would you want to watch it?
Yeah, but it depends how they do it. Because now, for the third one to be tricky now, because you have the kids doing something.
Yeah, it can get messy.
Then you have to have
the main
stars.
Yeah.
And like, how's The Rock gonna play? Is he just gonna be The Rock? Is Kevin Hart just gonna be Kevin Hart?
Yeah, that's the interesting part. So unless they still get to choose their avatars.
Yeah. What I was thinking was they like absorbed into the character one more time in the real world or something.
In the real world, yeah. But then how do the jokes work, right? Like, what would be funny, because if they just be the same characters again, just in world, then you're kind of that's going to be a problem. Because where do you get the comedy now? How do you get something fresh? What could be interesting is maybe them trying to show the characters the real world.
That's the best bet.
And then the characters realizing, maybe emotionally, like what they can do is the characters start like loving where they are, but then they can't stay there and they have to go. They can start creating relationships with the kids and their characters and their final goodbye with the characters. That could be a good.
Hire us.
Huh?
Hire us to write the
Hire
movie.
us. Yeah, that could be something there.
For Kevin Hart, you have to make him like that smart zoologist.
Yeah, something similar to this one. You can mix a little bit of this one and the first one.
Yeah, because if he's just Kevin Hart, then I don't know.
Because that can be an interesting dynamic with Fridge and Kevin Hart's character. There's little things here and there that I think could work. And it could be like the last one and like the kids, like their last send off with their characters or something. Now that the characters are in their world, you can have kind of like that. What is it? Fish out of water jokes, like the characters in the real world. How does it work?
Yeah.
How does it? So you can have The Rock kind of clueless, like very like heroic, like kind of like Thor or something, where he's super like I'm brave, stone, but and he's. So that could work. I can see that working and having
because
them.
If they were to choose their avatars in the real world, how do you get out of the characters?
Yeah, and it just wouldn't.
And plus,
you don't want to play that again,
Yeah, the nervous.
And you're not gonna get away with swapping characters again either, because you already did that. So now you're in a bit of a.
And plus, who are you gonna swap now?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. Maybe that seems like the most logical thing, where it's the kids and
it's a mix of both. Like
because you always want to have emotion in these movies. Like with this one, you do have the emotion with Danny DeVito's character and Danny Glover, which I actually thought the Kevin Hart and The Rock did well in the scene when Kevin Hart talks about why he went to go apologize.
Yeah.
To Danny DeVito, and he's found that like he was sick and he just wanted to talk to him, make things right. And I actually thought that scene worked really well. With The Rock and...
Yeah, because they were still in character. It was like,
They were in character, but they handled it really well, especially Kevin Hart, Yeah. Which was really good, because that scene could have just gone south and just been like towards the end, like the third act, I think was a little rough with Awkwafina, if that's her name, when she's playing Danny DeVito.
Oh.
I didn't really like her take on Danny DeVito, because now that felt like they were pushing the line a little bit, because now you got another person to do Danny DeVito. and you're having like the jokes from the beginning of the movie with this person. I was like, it was already too much. But I thought The Rock and Kevin Hart really did well with that scene, and he finds out that he's sick. That's why he went to go talk to him, and I actually I saw it coming, but I liked the scene when Danny Glover's character stays in the game,
Yeah.
and decides to he's a flying horse, and he's so it made sense for that. I thought that was, a part of me wishes it was The Rock still playing Danny DeVito. I don't know, because you start getting used to them playing those characters, so that when you kind of switch up in the third act, everyone back to normal to each of their character, and you have Awkwafina playing Danny DeVito, and then she has to deliver the emotional line of saying goodbye. I was like, oh, like, I don't know, I didn't feel it the same way as if it was The Rock or something, But then Danny Glover's character is not Kevin Hart anymore either. He was the horse. So it was a tricky situation, but I get why they did it. But I thought that was good.
Is he gonna be back for 3?
Maybe, because if the game opens up to the world, now he's back in as the horse or something. I don't think they're gonna have them back, unless he is just the horse, and you don't need Danny Glover anymore. Like you just keep the character alive as the horse. I don't know. That's gonna be tricky. Is Danny DeVito gonna be back? Stuff like that.
He was there. In the post credits.
He's a manager now at the restaurant again.
Yeah, and they're all running. The animals were running in front of him.
So
I don't know.
that would be fun to just see Danny DeVito.
Well, he can't really do much.
He can. That's the thing. Yeah. What else? Yeah, the third act is probably our biggest issue, right?
Because the switchback.
Yeah, like they go back to normal, with their characters, which it made sense why they did it. And I thought it was funny when they're coming out of the water and stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, it
was funny.
So stupid.
Yeah, but that's when the movie just started like declining for me.
Because it was one again. It was one again.
It
was one.
It didn't feel fresh, and the humor wasn't landing because now they had to like end the movie, but also they had little snippets. Like Jack Black, I think, was the funniest one. There is a funny scene with Jack Black and Kevin Hart in the elevator. About not having no balls.
Oh yeah.
Like that was funny.
He has no balls.
Yeah, but like when Kevin Hart was being himself again, and when they offered him cake, and he went crazy because I didn't. I was like, oh yeah, like we're back to the Kevin Hart humor, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
That wasn't funny.
Funny. So.
Again, if it was playing the other guy, he would have been cake.
Yeah. So,
my grandson.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that's where. So the third act does start to drag, and then the movie ends. They defeat the villain. The Hound from Game of Thrones is the villain in this. I would have actually liked to see more of him, because that scene in the bar with the thief and stuff, like there was some good moments with him, and what they could have done there, kind of making fun of his character because he looks scary.
Yeah.
Thief.
I was waiting for that.
Like
Kevin Hart smart ass.
Like a one-liner. Like as the Danny Glover, because he's scary looking. I was like waiting for him to say something like, "Oh, give this man a comb," or something like stupid. I was waiting for it because he was so scary looking, but they didn't.
There was another movie that held back in the jokes. What was the other movie that we saw that was holding back? Zombieland.
Yeah, that was different reasons, but here I think they didn't want to overdo it. But I actually thought if they did.
Yeah, because
like that scene would have been funny, like looking at the Hound's character.
No, but I was in the sense of like Jack Black. I feel like because how he was playing Fridge.
Yeah, he did good. Good.
He was so funny though. He did good, but I don't know. When you feel like they can do more, but they have to no wait.
Yeah, and also I think also too, a lot of the screen time is going towards The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So and I think for me it worked. Because they really did good in this one. They really did good.
They really good.
Yeah, but I would have liked to see that. Like, there's moments I was like, oh, go a little bit more. Like
go a little more.
I was waiting for Kevin Hart to say something like that little one-liner about the Hound's character.
Yeah.
Because his hair, he looks all destroyed, and I was waiting for something there. Because The Rock, we got that. With the girl.
The girl, or when he's talking to him, how he doesn't want to leave, he wants to stand and fight as the Rocket.
That's perfect. Yeah, like I was waiting for something like that with Kevin Hart and the villain, like a little something there, but we didn't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, that scene with the Rock and that chick.
That was hilarious.
That was good. Like,
a movie is starting to get to you funny when it's funny because you're already expecting it. When the girl's coming in and she's looking at him, I was like, oh yes, and that's because we believe The Rock. The Rock is funny. That's I would have never thought. I would have never thought.
Yeah, because if he was the nerdy type, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, because it's
But as Dan DeVito, he's that confident, old school guy. Yeah. So it worked more.
Yeah.
Like even in the ending when he was trying to get that job, he does that smoldering stare.
That was funny.
Like he does like
he
the
gets
stare.
the trick from the game. And he's like,
he does the
sound effect. Yeah, that was funny. I don't know. This one worked on me a lot more than the first one.
Yeah, because when you see him, he's like this old grumpy old guy. He falls off the chair. Oh!
Yeah, when he falls off the chair.
I was like, man, all right.
This is working. Yeah,
working.
I don't know. I feel like they really I don't know. Maybe they're a little bit more confident.
More comfortable.
They're more free to just be funny. Like it made money. People liked it. Maybe with the first one they were still a little.
I really hope this one makes money because I want my. But I'm curious.
I think it's made $60 million so far.
That's good.
The first few days. I don't know about right now.
It topped Frozen.
It topped Frozen?
In the box office.
Oh, so that means Frozen's making money.
Making money. Yeah, but it's. I'm assuming it's.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm sure it will. And I think it's gonna give a little fight to Star Wars.
Because people love The
It's
Rock.
gonna give Star Wars a tough time. I think Star Wars is trying to stay afloat, and it's The Rock.
No, and people want to kind of throw jabs at Disney. So let's go watch Jumanji instead.
Yeah. So
you know how these hardcore Star Wars fans, they'll do anything just to.
Yeah. No, and this movie's honestly fun, man. I would recommend it.
I had a good time with it.
I would recommend it. Anything else in spoilers? There's not much to spoil. They all switch back.
Yeah. I didn't like the girls' take on Danny DeVito. I wasn't a big.
Yeah, Aquafina. Yeah, it was starting to run out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, she was but the way she was doing it was a little too much for me.
Yeah, it didn't work. And
Nick Jonas is Nick Jonas.
Yeah, he's just there.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's it.
I'm trying to think.
Third act definitely drags.
And that guy comes out from Game Night.
Which guy? He comes out.
Denzel impression.
If he's in the next one, I would love to see that.
Because he's funny.
Yeah.
Because he does something he's
in the mid-credit scene.
He has that face like that.
Yeah. I would love to see him in the next one.
Yeah,
add him in there, and
hopefully he's in there.
That would be awesome.
Because in Game Night he's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is. He should have had more, I think, in Game Night. He was hilarious from
what
I remember.
Game Night was a good one. That's a good one. That's funny.
But anything else before?
I think
that's pretty much it. There's not much else to spoil. They switch back in the third act.
In the llama scene was funny. Like her getting off the llama. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, I know Tai Chi. That was hilarious. Because again, it wasn't Kevin Hart just being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna punch you now," because in the first one there's a scene like that. I feel like he's
supposed to be playing his frig.
Everything that they did in the first one worked better here because they were playing. Because Kevin Hart in the first one, they had that fight. He's like, "Yeah, come on, I'm gonna punch," and it was like, okay. It's like, I'm a small joke, But here he's super confident, I study Tai Chi. I don't know. It was goofy, but it was funny. I liked it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean,
don't listen to the critics,
when
guys.
The Rock was fighting, he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing like
it's so weird.
Voice,
I can't
like
the Rock doing that. That fight scene, I would have liked to see a little bit more like that dumb humor. Like in the Key and Peele. The Miami Vice one or whatever.
Yeah.
When he's punching the guy in the stomach, but he just keeps punching him and punching. That's how. I was expecting something like that in these
But the thing is, it's a game, so when he punches them, he has that super strength.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I would have loved to see a part like that. Just because I find that hilarious. Those stupid little jokes that.
Yeah, like with this way, they're more dumb with it. Let's just roll with it. I mean, you have The Rock and an afro and a mustache.
Yeah, the Rock playing as Bravestone's parents.
Yeah.
And it's him with the little afro mustache. No.
The Rock.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I
love him for that. He's just having fun with it.
I mean, look at him in Hobbs and Shaw. He's wearing a little tight shirt.
Yeah, I thought that was when I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, dude, this movie's gonna be funny. When he killed his parents, and then The Rock no. I was oh man, they're really going full on
full dumb with it.
Yeah,
it's
that scene when they throw him off the plane. I was waiting for a little one-liner from Kevin Hart or something. When they're him saying, oh well, what's and then they fall, but they didn't. There's certain little things I was like, man, they should have added these little snippets to really make the scene funny, and they don't. And then the scene is still funny, but it was missing that little one-liner.
But because I guess he didn't want to overdo it.
Maybe.
Because how some spoofs.
Yeah.
It goes on for a little too long.
Because that part when they fall off the plane, I was waiting for what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to be oh shit, and then fall, or in the bar when it's I got the thief,
Yeah. Yeah.
They yelled thief, and I got you.
Yeah, that was good.
It was funny. I think it was better.
I kind of want to watch it again. I have to. I'm like, because I want to.
Even talking about it, it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's pretty like it was.
It reminds me how funny it was.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
I would definitely recommend it, guys. Go ahead and watch it if you're trying to find a movie to watch. This one is honestly a lot of fun.
Yeah, The Rock, good. Like when they're trying to like tell him who he is, he's like, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, what?
I was worried about that. I was like, man, is this gonna work? But
he kept it worked.
They didn't overdo it. They changed up the comedy. They didn't just rely only on that type of comedy, So.
And Jack Black was good.
Yeah,
too.
guys, don't listen to the critics though. Don't listen because this movie's honestly a lot of fun. I enjoyed it more than the first one. You did too, right? More than the first one.
Yeah. I don't know what the part that made I laughed a lot was when Jack Black was running and when he fell he twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Little things like that. I don't know. The movie worked, man. It just worked.
Even like the part where he's holding like the fire. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it just worked. The characters, they do really well. They all do really well.
It was well done.
Yeah, it was fun.
Let's see how the third one goes. If they make it, I mean, I'm pretty sure. It's making money, so.
I'm sure they will. Let's see.
Hopefully, it makes a good amount of money.
And they're sticking to the same formula like right before Star Wars, and they're confident. They're confident. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like an.
I think it's gonna make money. It's
The Rock, and plus people want to it's Star Wars. Everyone's not really happy with Star Wars right now. So.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, guys, that's our discussion on Jumanji, The Next Level. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna because we gotta watch now at
Watchmen.
We're watching Watchmen, the season finale.
We caught up to
Watchmen. And we got like 2 episodes left of Mr. Robot. There's the new episode tonight. The last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I watched 2 good.
So we're gonna be watching those back to back tonight. We're probably gonna talk about Watchmen, the finale, and the whole series as a whole tomorrow. We both beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order this weekend, so we're going to discuss that too. We're probably going to have Fernie on, and we're going to probably talk about that, the game, and talk some Star Wars before the movie comes out this Thursday. So we'll probably have like a Star Wars episode and talk about the game.
Are we going to be able to talk about the movie?
What do you mean?
When's the movie come out?
No, the movie we're going to do Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the game. We'll talk about the game on Tuesday. And just Star Wars in general and what we're expecting from the movie, since that's gonna be a big event.
And
Mandalorian comes out Wednesday. So it's gonna be a lot of Star Wars this week. So you guys are gonna have a lot of episodes. I know we've been a little slow, maybe like the past week, maybe since the episode before. We got a lot coming in now. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, thank you for listening. As always, we really appreciate it. Follow us on Instagram at Film&Everything_podcast. It's growing. We're trying to hit like 2,000 followers. We're almost there. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Leave us a review. Leave us a like if you're watching, or comment what you thought if you disagree with us or anything. We got a dislike on one of our videos before. And what was it that Viraj said? He was like, man, I wish I could get a dislike for something. That's awesome. That means, when you have haters, that means the podcast is doing well.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to dislike too, anything's good, man. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening.
If they dislike it, doesn't it,
it's still activity.
Oh, it's still activity.
It's still activity, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you're having a great day or a great night whenever you're watching this. And goodbye. Till the next one.